Welcome, everybody, to a brand new... What was that called again? My name is Thomas.
I am Will.
And this is a movie podcast, everybody, where every week I select 3 movies and I read their IMDb plot descriptions to my co-host named Will.
That is me.
And then he has to try to match the plot descriptions to the correct title.
Try.
We did our a little bit of an old school thing here where we did a pre-show, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then post-pre-show, we did another post-pre-show discussion followed by a post-discussion, post-pre-show video play.
If we were to record everything that we do, it would be like a 4-hour...
4+ hour thing.
Yeah.
So now it is well over an hour since we stopped recording the pre-show, but we're still here.
We're still going.
And we're still rocking.
I have one less pie in me now. If you listen to the pre-show, you'll understand that.
Ooh. Alrighty, moving along from that. Let's go on into drink check. I think we need a drink check to save us from this.
What are you drinking over there?
Excellent question. So during the pre-show, I have slammed 2 Guinnesses.
Wow.
But that's not what I'm drinking now. So now I actually just made myself a vanilla espresso.
Oh, wow. Look at the little clear cup you got
just
there.
Before we came in here. Yeah. It's kind of fancy looking.
Yeah. Is it glass or
while
plastic?
also being cheap. It is glass.
Oh, even
These
better.
will shatter. I have broken 2 of them.
Really?
Yes, that is true.
From dropping or from like thermal shock?
So one of them I broke because I had finished my espresso and I rinsed it out at the sink where one rinses things out. And I was just like kind of wringing the water out of it like this with like a
forceful
kind
blows.
of like a forceful motion. And I don't know if it was either the pressure on the handle from me doing that motion or if I actually clipped the faucet on the sink, but it just shattered into bits. And I was like,
Were you
and I was like holding the handle, but nothing else was there anymore.
Yeah.
And then the second one was a situation in which I think I had set it on the counter.
It exploded.
Yeah, it just blew up. And I was like, well, I guess that's another one down.
Telekinesis.
No, I actually genuinely don't remember what happened to the second one. I think it was like accidentally knocked off and it just like fell on the floor and broke. It wasn't anything like exciting.
So, the typical what would happen to a glass object.
Yeah. And so I really liked these. And so I bought 2 more of them. And so far, so good. These 2 that I have now are actually slightly better quality than the other ones, I think. So it was all a positive that they
break
shattered
it before the end
bits.
of the show. Here we go.
I'll finish it and smash it on the desk.
Throw it against the wall. You like chug the espresso and then just slam it against the wall. My partner a few hours ago broke one of my 2 Guinness glasses that Will dumpster saved for me. So I'm now 1 fewer Guinness glass. That's unfortunate.
I have 1 remaining. And so she broke that one by...
On purpose?
Opening the dishwasher.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
Just rage.
She maliciously was just like,
glass.
he loves these things so much, huh? She was like getting a plate out of the dishwasher and was unaware that this glass was apparently leaning against the plate. And so when she lifted the plate up, the glass like fell out of the dishwasher and shattered.
How far was the fall?
In the kitchen.
You have tile floor or something?
Not very, because it seemed that it fell from the bottom, drawer of the dishwasher.
Yeah.
So it couldn't have fallen very far, I don't think. If her story is true.
If her story is... So, there's already holes in the story.
There's some things that don't add up quite, but we'll move on from that and just say it was an accident and she's offered to buy a replacement.
She did say fuck you right before it happened, too. Not after it happened, right before it happened.
The
timing was suspicious.
I wasn't in the room.
Is your kitchen... I assume your dishwasher's in your kitchen. Is the kitchen floor a hard floor? Is it like a tile?
Is, yeah.
Or like a wood?
Yeah, it's like a tile.
Okay, like a tile. Yeah. It's not a tile, it's like a tile.
Correct. It wants you to have the impression that it's tile.
Okay. Tile adjacent.
Faux tile.
But it's not like vinyl or anything.
No.
Okay.
No.
There's a little bit of give with vinyl.
Yeah. No, this is pretty solid. It's good for the cat to roll around on, though. She loves to do that.
Are you sure that she didn't just like stomp on it and scream "Opa" at the end?
Am I sure?
No. Okay, no. You're not sure because you weren't there. How did you find out about this? Did you hear it break?
Yes, I did. Okay. So whenever I initially told you that I was getting on, I came in here to turn my laptop on and I heard a loud break and I heard like a "oh no" or something like that, something along those lines,
some guilty sound.
And I was like, "Oh God!" And I went in there and the first thing I said was, "Did you break one of my espresso glasses?" Because that's actually what I thought. Because I had this one that I'm drinking out of right now sitting like underneath my espresso pod machine thing. And so I thought maybe she had like accidentally bumped it and knocked it off somehow.
Yeah.
But no, I walked in there and I was like, oh God, was it one of my espresso things? And no, it was actually worse. It was one of the very expensive Guinness glasses. Yeah. As opposed to one of these like $10 espresso cups. So she profusely apologized and said that she felt really bad.
She's still crying upstairs.
I berated her and screamed at her. Yeah. I said, well, I'm going to break one of your things when you least expect it now.
Fair. What's fair is
stuff
fair.
like that. Just typical manipulation kind of stuff
of course.
That you do in relationships.
That's what you do.
So that's how I coped with that. And then I came in here.
Yeah. Called her a bunch of names.
And now I'm drinking this vanilla espresso to tie it all back together out of my delicious glass mug.
Delicious. The mug itself is delicious. Right. Deliciously glass.
Sometimes I just lick the empty mug.
Hey, I do that. Just to save on, soap.
That's good.
They call me the washing machine.
I'll bring my own cups next time I visit. Okay.
All right.
What do you got going on?
I am once again returning to my...
Can I ask a question real quick before you even say anything?
Nope.
Is there tahini involved?
No, there's not.
Oh, okay.
I didn't return to that. I returned to my failed purchase of Captain Morgan Sliced. God. And tonight I'm drinking mango Mai Tai style drink. And I'm just...
Sounds a little questionable.
They always have been. I've tried them all, and they haven't gotten any better.
They've always been questionable, but I continue to try them.
I'm going to finish them because I paid for them. And I think after this, I have 4 or 5 remaining.
That's rough.
Yes, it is. And I started this pre-show 3 hours ago, and I'm only halfway through.
Yeah. Ooh. Mm-hmm. In the meantime, I finished 2 Guinnesses. Yeah.
I might just chug this right now, just to...
Do it. Chug, chug, chug. For everyone who can't see, he did pretty much bottoms up on that can.
I'm sure you heard that.
And it is in a can.
It is.
I will also say an aluminum can.
It's always good when you drink unless it's...
You can picture Will's face, even if you can't see it.
Okay,
so.
That was gross. I'm glad that's over, though. I got it done with. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid. All right. I'm ready, though, now.
Things are going good. Okay. So I slightly kind of teased in the vaguest, most annoying way possible a few days ago that to Will, I text him that I discovered a movie that sounds very intriguing, and how one of the frustrating aspects of this podcast is that if I have one of these discoveries, I can't just tell him I found this movie called this, and it's about this, because I know that I want to use it for an episode, so I have to just like bite my tongue and sit with it for however long it takes for me to. So
this is short though.
I will say
a few days since then.
Yeah, that's right. I will say that that is in this episode. One of these three
doesn't help me any at all.
No, because I didn't tell him anything about who's in it.
You were just frustrated about. You couldn't talk.
Nothing about the title. I just sent a very pointless text saying, "I found this thing and I can't tell you anything about it."
Yeah. Then I had no response. I was like, okay.
And Will was just like, "Yeah, I get it." Yeah. So that was it. So I am excited to finally talk about that, and I'm excited for us to watch it, even if it's not together, because I do think we will probably both independently watch this.
Speaking
I hope.
Of having watched something, we set out last episode to watch Top Dog.
Yes, Top Dog, starring Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris and Reno the dog.
Streaming on Prime. Yeah, that's right.
I think I watched it on Tubi, or I started it on Tubi.
I almost watched it on Tubi because that felt appropriate for it, but then I was like, this will have at least fewer ads on Prime.
I can say that probably. I did not finish the film, and I also did not return to the film.
I can also say that I did not finish it, and I also have not returned
but
to it.
I believe, though, you watched more than I did. I got maybe a third of the way in, and then I fell asleep.
Yeah. I had, I think I had 25 minutes left, and I got too tired, and I couldn't finish it, and then I just never returned.
Okay, so quickly recap. Did we get anything correct on our prediction?
The only thing that we got almost for sure correct is that there is a moment where the dog has a nightmare of its former partner getting murdered, getting shot to death.
All right.
And it wakes up like it jolts awake. And I thought that was amazing. And I text Will because we were both watching it at the same time, but I think we
started it. Yeah.
I think I might have been slightly ahead of you,
just a minute or two. That was it.
I text Will that there was that moment, and he replied, "No way."
Well, I think I replied like the next day. I think I fell asleep.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was fun. Everything else about it, up to the point that I had seen, was like really bad jokes.
Well, so that was the thing. I was very wrong on it being straight and serious.
Yeah,
it's very much a comedy.
Were both
or an
very
attempt,
wrong about that.
An attempt at comedy.
Yes, it's like I kept thinking it was like grandparent humor.
Yeah.
Where I kept thinking like, I bet my grandma would probably think this is cute or something.
And I don't know of too many Chuck Norris films that he's playing that type.
Yeah, there was like a part where he gets home and he has the dog and he gives it dog food and the dog is like, and like looks at the bowl, and then he has like a big steak or something like that, and he gets a phone call, and then the dog like takes the steak.
Yes.
And so whenever he finishes the phone call, or it's a rotisserie chicken, and he turns around after the phone call and like it isn't on the table, and he looks over at the dog, and the dog is like sitting there on the floor with its head down, but its food bowl is still full, and Chuck Norris just gives him like that like head shake of like, "Oh, you rascal."
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is the kind of fucking thing that I really think my grandma would probably like this.
I will say that we were close on. I think we touched on the idea that like the dog was in some way equal, comparatively speaking, to Chuck Norris's character Jake, and that they were both like rough. And they were both like sort of bullheaded, and
that dog fucks a lot of people up.
Yes.
It actually really attacks people.
I thought you were going to say that Doug fucks a lot. I was like, whoa, I didn't watch that far.
I didn't, thought it might in the last 20 minutes or so.
Fuck that. So yeah, they are like sort of head, like I think we even talked about how during like the selection process for Reno's partner, he would be paired with the also rough and tumble Jake.
Yeah.
And so they are both kind of like similar in that respect. I think we did mention too that like the owner or Jake's partner, or sorry, Reno's partner that dies.
Yeah.
That happened in the beginning of the film, which it sort of did. and then that it was also like him spying on or him like coming up to the terrorists, and that's sort of again like it was a loose concept of that, but it wasn't at the very beginning. It was like it was after this really stupid intro, I thought. But yeah, overall the part that I saw,
there's like cartoon music playing.
Gosh, it was just like. Yeah, it was just so weird the whole way through. Yeah,
it's just stupid fucking cartoon sounds.
And like I said, Chuck Norris trying to be like sort of funny, which is weird to see Chuck Norris try to be. And then I even commented on, and I didn't look at the disc or the filmography of Chuck Norris to know, but this feels like an early film of his in the sense that like they had not figured out how to shoot Chuck Norris yet. Oh.
Like early in his transition from television to film?
Maybe, or even just on screen at all. Because even on TV, I remember him being shot in a way that made him look taller.
Oh.
And in this film, he clearly looks like he's 5'7".
Yeah, he does. There is kind of like a Tom Cruise type of vibe. Except usually Tom Cruise is able to be filmed in such a way to not make him look as short as he
I just think like later on in Chuck Norris's career, he was he had that like aura about him that he was like the the hero or whatever outside of the character that he was playing, and he was shot that way. And in this film, not at all.
So this movie is from 1995. 1995, and he had been working since 1968.
Oh wow! As a lead,
they should have known.
As a lead, though,
that I can't answer. I know for a fact.
Well, either way,
absolutely wasn't a lead in the first couple of things.
They
I know
did him wrong.
The Way of the Dragon was his second film where he fights Bruce Lee.
Yeah,
obviously not the lead,
but still an important character.
Yeah, there's a few 80s movies that he absolutely is the lead. Early 80s, he gets some lead roles.
Anyway, it was just shot in a way that made him look not as tough as he comes off.
Invasion USA, which I think of as being one of his bigger kind of movies, is 85.
Okay, so clearly he had plenty before this.
So it's just these filmmakers.
Yeah, I guess. or maybe it was the idea that they were trying to make him... again, maybe it was like that comedy aspect of it, and they wanted his character to, I don't know, be less, big macho butch or what. I don't know, but he looked very tiny comparatively speaking to his other.
I forgot. Also, I completely forgot. So I don't know what the explanation is, because I also forgot that the director of Top Dog was Aaron Norris, his brother, who has filmed a lot of the things that Chuck Norris has done.
Maybe he just like hated his brother.
He's like pissed off at him. He's like, I'm gonna get back at him.
Anyway, it's a very weird movie. Like I said, I got tired and just didn't return to it. I didn't feel any need to return to it. I figure the 20 or so minutes that I watched was pretty much the rest of the film, as far as tone. So it was not good at all. I didn't like it, and I don't want to speak for you, but it wasn't me.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 thumbs down from, what was that called again? On definitely. Top Dog, unfortunately.
Yeah. And then after that, I had one more thing to wrap up. If you wanted to, if you even recall, did you want to correct yourself?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So there was also a discussion last week where Will had the bold proclamation that there isn't
this
any
is 2 weeks
film.
Ago, I think, wasn't it?
Maybe
we recorded it last week, I think.
That'd be,
but episode-wise, I think it was 2 weeks ago.
It might be. So at some point recently, you may recall, Will had made the bold proclamation that there does not exist a film in which the lead actress is a Australian playing an Australian character amongst no other Australians. Is that right?
Just to be more concise as to what I said that Hollywood is against an Australian character that is a female, and there being no other Australian. So not necessarily that it had to be an Australian actress playing an Australian, and I also didn't necessarily say that Well, I mean, I was implying that there were no films that fit this criteria, but mostly I was just saying Hollywood was against this concept. Roll the tape,
maybe.
But anyway, but you mentioned a movie where you said Margot Robbie, or who was it that played?
Yeah, so I was struggling. I was really blanking on the spot to come up with a Australian.
But you mentioned her, right?
Actress. So I kept thinking of Margot Robbie, and the one that I came up with was she is in The Big Short as Margot Robbie,
right?
So who is Australian,
which I think and I think that is an exception to what I was saying, sure. But then I came back and I said, hey, I don't know if a cameo qualifies as a character. That's where I was like, so I don't know if that really does. And then you came back with what you wanted to, I guess, make up for not remembering last time, which is...
So I was really embarrassed that I did not think of one of my all-time favorite movies is an Australian character in the lead, and that is the character Aaron, as played by Sharni Vinson, who is Australian, the character Aaron is Australian in the film You're Next.
And there are no other Australians in the film, so this satisfies all criteria that I've set forth.
There is another Australian actress in the film, but yes, her character is not.
Yeah, exactly. The character's not. That's the key point.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know if your argument that you said Hollywood refuses.
I think they're against it. I think
I don't know if that's what you were arguing.
No, what that was, because I said that Hollywood is in denial of female Australian characters. That they need to have a male Australian character to fill that void. If there is a female.
I will say that this text message does not.
Well, this is an audio podcast, and viewers cannot read the text message. So I will pull the audio from episode 79 and play it. Here.
Let's see.
Hollywood dictates there cannot be a singular female Australian character, not actor, but character. There has to also be a male character.
What if they are as themselves?
Maybe, but again, there would also be a male character.
A male character in general, or Australian? A male Australian?
No, male Australian.
Okay, The Big Short. Margot Robbie appears in that as herself in a cameo, and there's not another male Australian in the film.
The character,
right?
If there is a female Australian character, there also has to be a male Australian character. Otherwise, it's always a male Australian character. That is the Hollywood rule. Find me one,
except in The Big Short.
Yeah, well, again, there's always one exception. Listeners, if you have any exceptions to that rule, email them in.
I hope this is the first time we get flooded.
I would love it.
Emails. We get like 300 emails.
Yeah,
every one of them is a different.
There's not 300 movies that have an Australian character in them.
Yeah, I don't think there's 300 Australians. All right, great. We got some closure on that.
Unless the audio proves you correct, and then I will not play it here.
And sorry everybody who may or may not have been screaming, "You're next, you're next, you fucking idiot."
Or
next,
I'm sure there's also possibly other films that we just aren't aware of.
No,
maybe because I mean, Picnic at Hanging Rock came close to fitting that criteria, but there is a male in that film, so.
Yeah, and it's all Australian.
But that was my whole criteria, is that there cannot be just female, that there has to also be male. That was my criteria. So I was fine with there being 5 females.
Well, then see, this also goes against your argument that you said Hollywood, because that's not a Hollywood film. Well,
that's fair, but by Hollywood I meant like just the film industry. I was being very broad with that. Yes,
changing.
Well, wait.
Changing everything.
Are you going to say that Your Next is a Hollywood film?
It's independent. No, I'm not saying that. Okay, no, but you weren't originally arguing that.
I will play the audio. Roll back. I know I said Hollywood because I said multiple times. It's even in the fucking description of the show of that episode.
You wrote that.
I know because I listened to the episode. This is part 2 of the argument. We didn't argue about this last week because we recorded that episode immediately after the episode that we talked about this in.
Mm.
So yeah. That's why there's this gap of 2 weeks. But I did just edit that episode, and I know that I specifically said Hollywood is against this idea of a female Australian character, unless there's a male. But I still think You're Next, and probably many other films, satisfies that perfectly, regardless of it being independent or whatever. Hollywood in general is like the film industry.
Yeah, I'm sure there's
plenty.
Australian films with just women and not men.
Yeah. Okay.
Now that we've settled that, everybody.
It's not settled.
Who is ready for three films this week?
Anybody?
Okay, I guess that's going to be
no one
show then. Nobody cares.
What's that called again? I'm ready. I'll go ahead and volunteer.
Alrighty. As long as that's the case, we're going to be kicking off this journey in the year 1987.
87. Got it.
Yep. It's an 87 film. Any thoughts about 87 or?
Slightly better than 86.
Ooh. I don't know if I can agree, but we'll move on from that argument. Okay, your synopsis for this film, as written on IMDb,
87,
is as follows: Tanaka, a DEA agent, and his partner Ray are after a bunch of drug dealers, but they are betrayed by an insider, and Ray is killed. Tanaka follows the culprit, a sadistic drug lord, down to Argentina.
For some reason, Tanaka rings a bell, like really strong. I don't know why. Tanaka and his partner Ray are... Yep. Read this again. There's something about a drug deal, and there's a lot of stuff here. I want to get it right.
It is Tanaka, a DEA agent, and his partner Ray are after a bunch of drug dealers. But they are betrayed by an insider, and Ray is killed. Tanaka follows the culprit, a sadistic drug lord, down to Argentina.
Argentina. Okay, 87. Tanaka, the DEA agent, and his partner Ray are in search of a bunch of drug dealers, but then something goes wrong because there's someone undercover.
Yeah,
right?
They're betrayed by an insider.
Betrayed by an insider. There we go. And Ray is killed. Tanaka, correct. You said, follows a sadistic somebody? Who?
Yeah, Tanaka follows the culprit, a sadistic drug lord, down to Argentina.
Okay, so just the culprit. A sadistic drug lord down to Argentina. Yeah, none of the synopsis beyond Tanaka sounds familiar. So I don't know why that name like really stuck out to me, but I've heard that somewhere. Or like a version of that. And so I don't know why, because the rest of it doesn't sound familiar. 87 drug deal. I mean, those types of like movies again were sort of common enough that that might be something that rings a bell. I don't know about Argentina though being common. That doesn't sound like a common element to these drug kingpin sort of crime movies. But yeah, okay. Tanaka, Ray dies, Argentina. Okay. Next movie, please.
Okay, your second film this week is going to be from the year 1992.
92, good year.
Good year. And your synopsis for this one, as written, reads as follows. Story about an inner-city high school teacher who musters the martial arts to thwart the lure of street gangs and their seductive plague of drugs.
I think I've seen this movie. The martial arts part threw me. Say this one again.
Yeah, it is story about an inner-city high school teacher who musters the martial arts to thwart the lure of street gangs and their seductive plague of drugs.
Inner city so 1992, inner city teacher does what again to martial arts?
Musters the martial arts.
Musters the martial arts and ketchups. He musters and ketchups the martial arts to thwart or to something drugs and other bad things in the classroom.
Essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, to thwart the lure of street gangs and their seductive plague of drugs.
Yeah, street gangs. That's what it is. I think I've seen this movie. There's a movie that I've seen because we were forced to watch this actually in school. and it was about a teacher, inner city teacher. But I mean, there definitely could have been more than one of these films easily. And I want to say that like the teacher ends up getting killed, or one of the students ends up getting killed.
Ooh.
And I also want to say that it's set in L.A. So this maybe isn't the same film at all, but it sounds familiar enough that there was like a teacher who was like a math teacher, I think, and basically trying to like keep kids from falling into gangs that were prevalent, and trying to use his stance as a beloved teacher, I guess, to kind of defend against that. But I don't remember martial arts specifically. So that's what's throwing me.
If you want to be cool, say no to dope.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, final film, please.
Your final film this week is going to be from the year 2024.
Big jump. Recent. Okay.
The synopsis for this, as written, reads as follows. A 2-part film, a serious Yakuza action, and a self-parodying comedy of the same story.
Ooh. Oh, what the... 24? 2-part film, a serious Yakuza action, and a parody of the same story?
Yep.
And it's 2 parts, and the second part parodies the first part?
Yep.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know at all. Nothing for that. I don't know any film that made fun of itself as a second part. That's interesting. I'm intrigued. And Yakuza was the style?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a 2-part film, a serious Yakuza action, and a self-parodying comedy of the same story.
Interesting. 2-part. Okay. Let me try to recap these as the Mai Tai style drink kicks in. Okay. The first film was 1987.
Yeah.
And this was about Tanaka, the DEA agent, and his partner Ray, who are on the search or chase or hunt for a bunch of drug dealers.
Yes.
And Ray is shot because somebody undercover, or somebody, there's a thing that happens. I can't remember the description of this character, but a character shoots Ray, kills Ray, and Tanaka goes on the hunt for this character who is a sadistic drug lord, and it leads him to Argentina.
Yeah, that's pretty right.
Close enough. What was the thing? The part that I really missed? The not undercover.
So, but they are betrayed by an insider, and Ray is killed.
Yeah. That's the part I missed. Betrayed by an insider. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Betrayed by an insider. Okay. The second film was 1992's inner city school teacher who musters martial arts to thwart the lure of gangs and their allure, or the allure of drugs, or something like that.
Yeah. Yep. There's seductive plague of drugs.
Seductive plague. That's what it is. Yeah.
Too many words. Yeah.
Seductive plague of drugs. Okay. The final film, which is the most intriguing, is the 2024 serious Yakuza action film that is followed up with a second part, which is a parody of the first.
Correct.
Which is it's really fascinating. That's an interesting concept. We're going to play it straight the first time. You're going to watch the exact same story again, and it's going to be a parody.
But a funny version.
Or just a sarcastic version. Maybe it's not like an actual comedy, but it sounds like it is. Okay, I'm curious for titles, because I don't know what that last one could possibly be. The 1992 film, I'm really trying to rack my memory on what that might even be called, so I could hear the title and just not remember it. And then Tanaka, that was the name of the first film, the character. For some reason, that name sounds familiar, and I don't know why. So I'm curious about titles. Hit me with the title, please.
All right. Your first title this week is going to be Broken Rage.
Oh, Broken Rage. Broken Rage. That's what happened with your Guinness glass, right?
That's my
that's the story of a broken Guinness glass.
That's my secret theory that broken I'm rage. Working on proving.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. I mean, Broken Rage. I really don't know that it's vague enough, and these synopses, sort of maybe have enough of a through line of there being like drug and gang, and then an action element possibly that Broken Rage could maybe fit with sort of any of them. I could talk myself into all of those really. I mean, I really can't remember what that movie was that I know I've seen. I don't know if it's Broken Rage, but I'm going to hold my thought on that until I hear the next two titles. So, yeah, Broken Rage, no idea yet.
Okay. The second title for you to go off of this week will be Rage and Honor.
Okay, this one I know. That Rage and Honor I've seen. I'm pretty sure that's the 1992 film with the teacher. Rage and Honor, I think. Though Rage and Honor could also be the nicknames for Tanaka and Ray.
I'm Rage.
I'm Honor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We're going to take down the bad guys.
Or, I mean, it could also be the titles for part 1 and part 2 of this 2024 film. Rage and Honor. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Rage and Honor sounds and feels familiar.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm probably going to hear the third title and then say the same thing. So third title, please.
Okay. Your final title to go off of this week will be Rage of Honor.
Oh, fuck. Rage of Honor. Rage and Honor or Rage of Honor? Now I'm really fucked. Okay. Broken Rage, Rage and Honor, Rage of Honor. Rage of Honor. Rage of Honor. That sounds so okay. Rage of Honor. So the rage is motivated. It is an honorable rage. Oh fuck, dude. I hate you so much. Rage of Honor and Rage and Honor. Broken Rage. Okay. Damn it. So yeah, these all I'm starting to get them all mixed up now.
Yeah.
And that's only if the 1992 film is the one that I think I've seen. Damn it. Rage of Honor.
Yep.
Yeah, I really have. I hate this combination. Okay, because I can only really work with Broken Rage. Okay, Broken Rage. So okay, let's see here. The 1992 film is about using martial arts for a sort of a moral foundation and as a way to avoid slipping into a bad place. So I feel like I hate this so much. I feel like Broken Rage does not go with that one because I feel like the rage that is within martial arts, that fighting power is a good. I don't think it's broken. I think this is I don't, again, if it's the movie that I've seen, that's the thing. It could be a different movie altogether. But I think like as kind of sad and dark as that movie got, I think in the end it was sort of a happy ending, or at least bittersweet. So I don't know if Broken Rage goes with that. So the 2024 film I have nothing to go off of. But it is 2 parts. So is it 2 separate films? Can you tell me anything?
It's just
2 parts.
It's a 2-part film.
Okay. Broken Rage. That's even weirder because this whole time I've been picturing like 2 films. Like 2,
no.
Okay. Like 2 full-length films. There's one film that's split in 2 parts. Okay.
In fact, I don't think it's of any benefit, but I can tell you that the runtime for that film is 1 hour, 2 minutes.
Okay. So 31 minutes is Broken and 31 minutes is Rage. Yeah, so I was going to say that Broken Rage doesn't feel like it would fit the two-parter either, because I feel like that's going to be either an and. I feel like it's and. I mean, again, it could be anything, because the synopsis doesn't give me enough. So is Broken Rage the 1987 film? Man, this sucks. I think this is one of the hardest ones in a long time. Okay. Rage of Honor and Rage and Honor. Rage and Honor. See, whenever you first said that Rage and Honor, I feel like that is the 1992 film that I've seen. And it's a really good movie. Rage of Honor or Rage and Honor? I don't know. I really don't know. Okay. I feel like it's and Honor. I remember that part. So I'm going to go ahead and lock in the 1992 film of the inner city teacher who musters martial arts to thwart gang whatever and the seductive allure of drugs. I'm going to call that Rage and Honor.
Okay.
I'm going to call the 1987 film of Tanaka, the DEA agent, and his partner Ray going after a bunch of drug dealers whenever an insider kills Ray, forcing Tanaka to go after this individual who is a something drug dealer. Sadistic. I'm going to call this one Rage of Honor, because I think that Tanaka is going to honor his partner's death by raging. That's where that's my only logic I have there. And then that leaves the 2024 film of a serious Yakuza action, a two-part film where it's a serious Yakuza action and a parody of the story. I'm going to call that one Broken Rage, simply because the other two are spoken for, and I don't know enough about this movie to have anything for it. And maybe there's something about the plot that you'll tell me that explains why it's Broken Rage. But that's what I'm going to say. I just have to put it there. So that's my final answer.
Okay.
Man, I'm really sweating this. I'm really rubbing the temples hard on this one.
Alrighty. Starting our journey off here in 1987. Once again, we have a film from director Gordon Hessler. Written by Wallace Bennett and Robert Short. This film sits on IMDb with a 5.5 out of 10 from 1,088 ratings.
Okay.
This film stars ninja film legend Sho Kosugi. So I will say up front that there's not a lot of information about any of these three movies.
Oh, interesting.
So bear with me as I read you a brief review from Letterboxd from a user, Matt Lynch.
Hey, Matt.
For this first film. Quote, worth it for the part where Sho Kosugi does ninja stuff to a tribe of marauding loincloth-clad natives, in quotation marks. A phenomenally stupid but physically penetrative Jenga tower of delightfully silly violence, cultural appropriation, and colonialist racism. The rest is all right, too.
Worth it, he says.
This film is streaming with ads at the time of recording on Tubi. It is streaming on MGM Plus.
Nice.
Or you could rent it on DVD or Blu-ray from scarecrowvideo.org. Not a sponsor. The tagline for this film on the poster is, "When just getting even is not enough."
Yeah.
And the title for it is Rage of
Yes!
Honor.
Oh, man, I was worried about that one. It was the of was throwing me. Rage of Honor. Okay. Come on.
That's right.
Come on, and.
Moving on to 1992, we have a film written and directed by Terrence H. Winkless. This film sits on IMDb with a 5.1 out of 10 from 1,071 ratings. This film stars Cynthia Rothrock and Richard Norton. There was, like I said, not a lot of info about any of these movies. So a Letterboxd review for this film from a Allison M. reads as follows, quote, "Yes to the female-led action from Cynthia Rothrock and Alex Datcher. No to the story."
Okay, so this isn't the film I've seen, I don't think.
This film, at the time of recording, isn't streaming, but you can rent it on DVD from scarecrowvideo.org. Not a sponsor. And the title you will be searching for when you go to their website will be Rage and Honor.
Oh my gosh. I think I just happened to get that right. I don't think this is the movie that I was talking about.
Yeah.
So
I would have been surprised. You said you watched it at school?
Yeah, so the film that we watched in school, and I'm talking about high school, not like college, it was dark. It wasn't like I would say, but I think it was like made for TV dark. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, this one is rated R.
Okay. Yeah, and also the teacher was male. This sounds like the teacher is female.
Yeah, I think possibly.
That's what it sounds like it was reading as.
Unless this Richard Norton is the teacher. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay.
That puts Broken Rage as our final film from 2024.
Nice.
This is from legendary writer, director, actor Takeshi Kitano.
Nice.
A.K.A. Beat Takeshi. This film sits on IMDb with a 6.0 out of 10 from 1,871 ratings. This film stars Kitano and Tadanobu Asano, whom listeners may recognize as the titular character from Ichi the Killer.
Okay.
So if you've seen that poster with the dude with the fucked up face, that is him. This film premiered at the Venice Film Festival in 2024, and I have another Letterboxd review for you.
Nice.
This one is from screenwriter Simon Barrett.
Never heard of him. Hi, Simon.
It reads, quote, "One of the vagaries of modern cinema is stumbling across an exciting new international movie that's been quietly available on streaming for months. For example, Broken Rage, a 66-minute Beat Takeshi Yakuza comedy that's just hanging out on Prime Video. This movie is very funny, and I hope Amazon spent at least $1 billion making it." End quote. And so it goes without saying, but the film is streaming on Amazon Prime in full. And it's just over an hour long. No reason to not watch it. I plan on watching it potentially tonight. If not tonight, then tomorrow for sure.
Okay, so everyone who's listening to this has been yelling at me. I just had to look this up. The movie that I was thinking of was Stand and Deliver.
Oh, okay.
Which is about a teacher inspiring any inner city students to master advanced math against the backdrop of gang activity in East Los Angeles.
One might say it sounds a bit similar.
A bit similar. That was from '88. So.
Oh man. So did they rip off the Cynthia Rothrock movie?
Maybe.
Yeah, I recognize this. I don't know if I've ever seen it.
It's really good. Really, really good. I don't think it was made for TV, but it felt like that. So maybe we watched like a version that was like made for TV edit or something.
The cleaned up version.
Possibly, yeah.
Now, unfortunately, with not much info on these movies, that includes quotes. So we will be abandoning quote time, for the week. But I do have a tag
me. Tag me.
This is where I go to the plot details, where there are words or phrases that might have something to do with the movie that essentially work as tags. You can click on them and find other films that have that same tag. So, starting with 1987's Rage of Honor, we have a scandalous boyfriend-girlfriend relationship.
Scandalous.
Ooh. We have a narcotics investigator. We have DEA, Drug Enforcement Administration. That is a tag.
Okay.
We have a semi-automatic pistol. And we have roundhouse kick.
All right. Every Chuck Norris film was tagged in that one as well.
That's right.
Except
probably
for
so.
Top Dog.
Yeah. Rage and Honor.
Mm-hmm.
We have Girls with Guns.
Hot.
What do you think of that? We have hand-to-hand combat.
Okay.
Female kickboxer. Wheelchair. Reverse footage.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. And lastly, we have impalement.
Ooh, maybe that's like the reverse footage part. Maybe that's how they film that.
Trick shot.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are only 2 for Broken Rage.
Oh.
2 tags.
Okay.
We have
Let me guess the second one.
Okay.
The first one was
You won't be able to guess it. Yakuza.
Okay. Yeah, I won't. I was going to say parody, maybe.
It is not parody. It is courtroom drama.
Yeah, I would never have guessed that. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Is that in the first part or the second? I guess maybe it could be both parts.
Yeah. I think
is the second part? Yes. So you said you've not seen any of these?
Nope. I have not watched this.
Did you mention which one of these is the one that you that brought up the text to me?
I did not mention. No.
Are you going to?
I'll leave that to the listeners to figure out. It was Broken Rage. Broken Rage, the Takeshi Kitano film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm just curious now, how much of the second part of this film is the first part? Like is it just, did they just go right from the, you reach the 32nd minute mark or the 31 minute mark and go right back to the beginning or something? I'm just really curious about how this plays out.
Oh, you mean actually how they, one part ends and then the next begins?
Yeah.
Here's the poster artwork.
Broken Rage is two gentlemen standing against what looks like a
police lineup.
Yeah, police lineup wall with the measurements on it. The text Broken Rage is between them. The men are both dressed in black. One is more like a business suit. One is older looking.
Both. I will note that both are Takeshi Kitano.
Oh, I couldn't tell because his face is so beat up in the second.
Yeah, I believe this is, I assume, him from the first segment versus him from the second segment.
Interesting. Yeah. And they both have the number 5 on their chest. Yeah. So that's cool. So I wonder if he's playing the opposite side of the story or I'm just curious. I'm really curious about this now. Broken Rage.
I am too, which is why I text you whenever I found out. I found out about this because of Simon's Letterboxd
you're
review
reading through it.
He put on there. And I decided that I wanted to use that, and then I remembered I had not seen it, but I remembered the film Rage of Honor, and so I put those two together because of the word rage, of course, and then I was trying to find a third film, and then I found Rage and Honor just on a happenstance, and so I included that as well. That was my journey for this episode.
Okay, so let's figure out then where the courtroom... You said the courtroom drama is the tag?
That was the second of 2 tags, yeah.
Let's figure out, because I feel like you're going to watch this soon.
Yeah.
Where do we think that this is a scene? Do we think that the whole film is a courtroom drama? How much are we going to dedicate to this one tag?
I would have to guess not much, just based on... So I will say...
It's a serious action.
As a slight cheat, I will say that I have seen... Aside from the poster art, there are 2 other still images on the IMDb page for this film.
You're a little bit more aware.
Neither of them look like a courtroom.
Okay, fine.
I don't think.
Yeah.
They look like they might be an interrogation room.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
That's definitely
it's kind of like a beat up.
Yeah. Being interrogated. Good cop, bad cop sort of situation.
And those are the only other 2 images. So I don't know. I'm assuming that if there's even a courtroom portion of this film, it's got to be.
It could be just a bad tag as well. But let's just assume that there is a courtroom portion. I was thinking it wasn't the whole film either, and I kind of am curious if the courtroom drama is the transition point between part 1 and part 2
as well. Yes, the sentencing happens, and then that's the end of the story. Is what I was kind of starting to think.
I was even thinking that the sentencing hasn't happened yet. He's not being sentenced. He's getting to court, and then the second part is the courtroom proceedings and the retelling of what happened to the prosecutor, the defense telling their side, the jury listening in, and this is the parody part of retelling the story through someone on the bench.
So it's the first part is the truth and the dark and gritty truth, and then the second part is
him trying to
comical. Now we know the truth as the audience, and now we're seeing him give this made up version of what had happened.
But
to try to sound innocent.
We're not in the courtroom the whole time. We do get to go back to all these places as the story, a flashback or whatever type situation. But it's through the eyes of someone trying to trying to get out of a sentencing or something like that, or get a lesser sentence. So he's really trying to, or maybe even the other way. Maybe it's even the prosecution trying to paint this guy as worse than he really is, in more extreme, more exaggerated events than what really happened, possibly. That's a really interesting concept. But that's what I'm going to go for, is that I kind of want there to be some kind of transition point, almost like Law and Order, the TV show. The first half is always like the crime that happened in the investigation, and the second half is always the courtroom proceedings. That's what I kind of was going with this. Only we get to see more of the flash. And again, but why would you immediately parody the story? That's really fascinating.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think I will guess that it is. I will guess that the first segment is the serious one, and it will be like a serious, dramatic interrogation type of situation that ends with like the courtroom sentencing this person based on his crime.
You said the first part ends with that? The first part ends with him being sentenced?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we will like dissolve out and back in to, or like a fade to black, fade back in, and then we get the same thing, but it's just a comedy, like a sillier version of it.
Relive the story again.
Yes.
So what if the second half is, so he's been sentenced.
Be the interrogation and everything leading up to the courtroom again.
He's been sentenced in the first half, and then he goes to prison or whatever. Like that's where he's going to go because he's been sentenced. And then the second half is him in prison trying to make himself sound tougher or more able-bodied, since he's this older man, than what he really is. So he's telling, his fellow prison inmates that he's, this is what happened. I beat up like 25 cops, with like one hand tied behind my back while I was on fire, or something, something, crazy, right? And like, we know that none of this ever happened, but they're buying into it, possibly.
At first, and then they just beat the shit out of
him. He's painted himself.
He runs his mouth too much.
He painted himself to be this amazing.
So now it's like
fighter.
A challenge to the other inmates to
prove it.
See if they can best.
Yeah. And then maybe he does, because like he does have some kind of ability that he's hidden.
He actually puts like his left arm behind his back, and he fucking like has like super reflexes.
Yeah.
So, like one finger like takes somebody down.
So what do we think? So then, what do we think the climax is of a two-parter where the second half is parodying the first half? What is the climax? Is this a traditional 3-act structure, you think, or is it like a weird like 6-act structure or something? like or just 3 acts repeated? I don't know. I'm really curious about this. But so my question is there just the one climax at the end of the film, or do we have 2 separate climaxes where the second one is a parody of the first?
I think it'll be, I will guess 2, and kind of like what an anthology film would do, kind of,
okay.
Where each segment has like its own little structure.
Okay,
and
so then
climax, and then it refreshes. And
let's figure out the serious version climax. What do we think happens before he gets? Is this right before his sentencing? Is it the sentencing itself? I feel like it's got to be something, because it's an action film. The climactic scene,
allegedly, yeah.
Well, yeah. Is there some like big battle, some big fight where he gets caught?
Yeah, it's interesting because the synopsis says a serious Yakuza action film. But the actual genres listed on the IMDb page, action isn't one of them. It says Japanese dark comedy, gangster comedy, crime, drama are the, at least
like the
genres
genre
on the page.
Listed,
So is the action, could the action be just like the opening, like him getting captured or something.
It could be.
But then the climax would have to top that.
Well, not necessarily. No, the climax doesn't necessarily have to be more intense. It just has to be like a resolution of the character, right?
Yeah.
So, if we're going to open with that, then we have to figure out like what the resolution is, and in what sounds like almost like a short film that's just doubled.
Yeah.
This is the most interesting concept, because I really have never heard of anything doing this before, where it plays it again, but with a little tongue in cheekness maybe.
Yeah, like the second part starts with him committing the murder, but like it's an accident in that version. It's like Tucker and Dale, where like the person accidentally kills themselves, but it looks like he murdered them.
I mean, wait, maybe that's what this is. So maybe like the first part of this film is everything through the eyes of like law enforcement. It's what they think they know that happened, and what, like eyewitness reports and stuff like that. And then the second part is like what actually happened, and it is all just a series of like bad timing, bad place, accidents.
He's getting like really bad input from his lawyer during the interrogation and stuff like that. So like he's saying these things that are really incriminating, but then from the second side of the story, we see the lawyer telling him like how to respond to questions, and it's just horrible advice.
Yeah. I do like that. So maybe the whole film is a courtroom drama, and then the first half is from the prosecutor's side of the story, which is all trying to paint this guy as being a hardened criminal. He's very dangerous and hard.
He's got Yakuza all over him. Look at his tattoos.
Right, yeah. And then the second half is us hearing from the defense, his lawyer, and questioning and realizing that this guy is actually just an old man, like a Mr. Magoo character,
Yeah. Yeah, maybe that would be really interesting too.
I like that a lot. Okay, so let's just wrap this up really quick, because I know you're going to watch this soon, and I do want to hear about it.
Tonight or tomorrow. One of the two.
So what do you think, or do you have a guess, or do you have a hope as to how this film is? I guess I'll leave it at that. Because I would like, this isn't my guess, because I really don't know how to guess this. But my hope is now actually that it is what I just had said, where the first half is the prosecutor's side of the story, and the second half is the defense's side of the story. And we just realized that, the law enforcement, as much as they're wanting to make their streets safer, they maybe don't have the full story, and that this guy is really just, a klutz, and like you said, Tucker and Dale style, he's just in a bunch of bad situations.
And if that's not what this is, then we need to make that.
Yes, that'd be amazing.
Because I've never seen something that's like that before.
Yeah. So what do you hope or think that it might be?
Well, I also kind of hope it's like that. Although I also kind of hope it's not. That way we can steal that.
We can always do like the English version, I guess.
It's also not really stealing, because if it's not that, then we came up with it.
Right.
But,
exactly. Because we've never seen it. So it's still an original idea, right?
So I will say I think it is actually just, as I think the description is accurate in that it is one part a serious story that then it goes into the second story, which is the same story but a silly version.
Okay.
I don't know how that they pull it off, if they do. I don't know how it's done.
If they do, yeah.
But I think it is just going to be the same thing but silly for the second one.
Okay, and then last question. Why do you think it's a different version the second time? Is it a perspective change? Is it more information is revealed the second time around? What is it that makes it change? Just for funsies? They just want to tell it again? Just
we got some slapstick.
try those
some
styles.
good jokes. Yeah. No, I don't know. I think it's just like a weird experimental.
Okay, so then
idea.
No reason.
I don't know if there is
like
necessarily. It. Yeah, I think I don't know. Takeshi Kitano. I actually don't think I've ever watched anything that he's directed. Listeners may recognize him from Battle Royale. He is the teacher, I guess you could call him, in the classroom amongst the children who tells them what's going on. He has like the tracksuit outfit on. He's also, for fans of the old TV show MXC back in the day, Vic Romano, that is Takeshi Kitano. Yes, same here. He's also made some classic Japanese crime films like Violent Cop. So back in like the 80s and the 90s, and yeah, he's like a really well respected filmmaker.
Takeshi's Castle was actually the name of the show before.
Takeshi's Castle is the original Japanese game show. Yeah. So I'm curious if it is just a situation in which, having been doing this for so long, he's like, I just want to do something just like weird and interesting, like something that. Like just something that excites me at this point in my career.
Or even too, like maybe he just had two interpretations of how he wanted to direct this short script, and he decided, "Fuck it, let's do it both.
Let's do both of them.
Keep rolling."
If nothing else, hopefully we have half of a good movie.
Yeah, one of these will work out, and they both ended up working out, so you put them together. Yeah,
and according to people like Simon Barrett, the movie works.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, so. Yeah, I'm really interested in seeing this. I actually have waited to watch it because I wanted to talk about it first without knowing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm excited.
So next week I will follow up with that. And are you gonna also watch it?
I'll try. Yes.
1 hour, a little over 1 hour.
It's just an hour. Yeah. You're right. I'll try to squeeze it in tomorrow. I can't do it tonight.
Yeah. So we'll try to follow up with that next week. I think next week's pre-show, I'll also hopefully be able to talk about the little event that I teased.
Oh gosh, that's right, the mall.
If you're not listening to the pre-shows, everybody, tune in every Friday. The mall event that I teased. It's there's a chance of snow this weekend, so I don't know if that'll affect it or not. Okay. So we'll have to stand by for that. But as of now, it is still a go for Saturday.
All right.
So,
enjoy.
We'll see the follow-up to all of this next week, everybody.
What was that called again? The Mall of Broken Rage.
That's right.
Is it I know you teased it in the pre-show. You said it was like
too much.
There was like a guy or something that you were waiting to see. But now I'm wondering if it's like a rage room, just because I said Broken Rage.
Oh,
but that should be the name. I would
love to do that.
That should be the name of a rage room, is Broken Rage.
Yeah. Who's to say it's not already? Yeah. I've always wanted to do that, though. I think that would be super fun.
You should take a bunch of Guinness classes.
Yeah. Just a bunch of expensive ass Guinness glasses and smash them up and be upset.
Exactly.